Welcome back, guys, to Two Blues in a Pod. I'm Pablo,
I'm Guillermo.
and today we got a big one. It's the Chelsea Arsenal match preview. London Derby at home at Stamford Bridge, and we're gonna look at the lineups or what we predict it will be, the player stats, tactical setups that Maresca is gonna set us up like, and where we can take advantage and beat Arsenal at. So let's jump in.
Let's get it.
All right, Guillermo. Let's start with lineups. What do you think? How do you think we're gonna line up?
So, I'm actually really excited to see what Maresca does because I think he has the opportunity to play with a couple of things. I don't think he's gonna play around too much with the midfield, although I think there is a statement in Enzo starting midweek and getting 3 assists in 9 minutes against a bad team, Noah FC, but 3 assists in 9 minutes is pretty insane.
I mean, you can
So
only beat who's in front of you.
exactly. And I mean, yeah, but I will say I don't think he's going to play around with the midfield. I think he's going to keep it Caicedo and Lavia. The back line pretty much figures itself out, right? Besides maybe the fullbacks. That's a talking point. But I don't mind. I don't mind seeing either Cucurella or Reece James at left back.
Hmm.
Um, because Gusto or Reece James at right back is perfect. I think they can swap in and out, and I'm okay with either of them starting there. Besides that, I'm excited to see the wingers. That's really where the excitement comes
Yeah.
in.
So before you get to the wingers, just remember right now, Enzo Maresca has said he has Cole Palmer has not been training the last couple of days because of that Lissandro Martinez tackle or attempt of a tackle, whatever you want to call that he
Yeah,
hit his knee. So apparently, he's been nursing that a little bit, not really training, but he did say that hopefully he can train at least one day, whether that be today or tomorrow. Uh,
yeah,
but remember, Cole Palmer could be missing this game. So
dude. I'm is not the case. I know, like when you told me that, I got really mad. I got really mad just thinking of that tackle and thinking of the ref not giving him a second yellow, whatever. Um,
I mean,
I
it should have
hope
been a straight
Maresca.
red.
It should have been a straight red. It's
A
above the
straight
knee.
red. Yeah,
It's
literally at the knee and studs up.
yeah. Like what else do you want? Yeah, so I hope he's that Maresca is actually playing mind games. Just kind of like Arteta with Saka, because Saka
That's
trained
true.
one day before the Liverpool match,
That's
and I
true.
feel like he was a difference maker in that match. He came
Oh
in
yeah.
right away, scored early.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping that Maresca is kind of trying to pull out one of those tricks, but I can't tell for sure. And if he was, this is the first time we'd be seeing him do something like that. So
Hmm.
we don't know. Even if I'm kind of doing my lineup with Palmer available.
Okay.
But I would put this is how I would set up. I'm gonna go Neto on the right, and
Okay.
I think that's a big one. But I think he was really bright last game against United, and not only on the left, but I really liked him on the right too, and I
Yeah.
think he deserves that chance.
I mean, he got an
I would
assist last
put
game, so
yeah, exactly, and I would also this is another one. I would put Palmer on the left wing. He killed it against Newcastle. I think that's been one of his best games this season there. Yeah, keep it unpredictable. We have the what is it called? We have
the
the
depth.
like, exactly. We're able to play around with our attack, and I don't think we've done that enough. I'd like to see that this time out. And
So
then
who do
yeah,
you? So you're saying Cole Palmer on the left, Neto on the right. Who's going to be our number 10?
so this is where I'm excited. I would like to see either Joao and Kunku, and I think why I'm saying that is because first off, I want to see one of them play. I think there's too much talent in both of those players to not play either of them.
Hmm.
So I think one of them has to play. And you can switch, right? Like Palmer is a very free flowing footballer, so he can switch, right? With maybe Nkunku or Joao, who kind of like those half spaces on the wings. They're
Right.
not wide players, but they like those half spaces. So maybe they can find themselves kind of, rotating and in transitions. It'll be a lot more straightforward at goal, so they'll be able to make those runs. I trust
Yep.
them. I did want to mention Sancho because if he was fit and if he was available, I'd want him to start. And I'm annoyed that
Yeah.
he's not. and I
Yeah,
don't know what's
unfortunately,
going
but
on.
they say it's an illness. Hopefully he also gets a couple minutes or gets to train a little bit beforehand because he he was. I mean, he's bright. He's amazing, and
Yeah,
I think we need him for this Arsenal game. We need two really strong wingers that can take on their man, so they're always on their heels.
exactly, exactly. And we need like that X factor in this game. I've ridiculed before Arsenal for not going out into the transfer market and getting X factor signings. The one that comes to mind specifically is a striker. I think if they sign a striker this past summer, they're easily title contenders. Now they have a question on their head, right?
Right.
But I think they go and sign Ivan Toney, even like 2-3 years ago, Vlahovic, Olise, whatever striker. There was a lot of strikers available. You sign one of those, you become a serious team. So I want to take advantage of that and use our X factor, right? Sancho, Palmer, right? Neto, even.
Madueke coming off the bench.
Not by the way, okay, a little bit.
I don't think he should start, but Madueke coming off the bench against a fresh Madueke against tired legs.
Yeah, yeah. Who will
Oof,
who will be hungry to kind of prove his point?
prove something. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm going, and I think there's no question, obviously, about the striker, right? Nico Jackson.
Nicholas
Or,
Jackson.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jackson. People talked a lot of crap on him last season, start of this season as well. Quickly shut him up. And yeah, I think he has my full backing to start this weekend.
I mean, I remember watching Nicholas Jackson when he first came to Chelsea in the first preseason he had. I'd watch a lot of games with my brother-in-law, Liverpool fan, Sammy.
Mhm.
And I remember watching the games where we're just like, I mean, with you too, we would talk about it. He's like, he was so fluid and
Yeah.
quick with his link up play, just these quick 1-2s, and the
Mhm.
chemistry with everyone was so beautiful during their
Yeah.
preseason. Like I from the moment, it, we both talked about it, that from the very beginning, we were big Nicholas Jackson fans. He is
Yes.
just he's different gravy. He's
Yeah,
really
he is.
good.
And it was different to seeing him because one thing that I always praised him for is getting into his position. Because I think the forwards need to be active. The more active you are, the more dangerous you are. The more the other team's
Yeah,
defense.
don't be so static like Lukaku just barely
Exactly.
moving.
Exactly. Or like remember Morata? He had like one or two runs that he would do.
And
Besides
that's
that,
it.
like he wouldn't really do anything else.
Yeah, if it
So
wasn't Aspie feeding him that cross from, I don't know where you would even call that
it's
area
like
of the
the Kevin
pitch.
De Bruyne space, maybe a little bit more back.
Yeah. If it wasn't for those early crosses, he wouldn't score.
Yeah. So no, yeah. I'm excited to see him. I think he can do some serious damage, and he's honestly one of the best strikers in the league, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
So
Um,
on that
oh,
striker topic, how you were talking about they don't have a good striker. Their striker right now is Kai Havertz. I mean, we know
right.
all about Kai Havertz. He's been in good form for them, or he's been better for them recently than
Yeah.
he was for us.
Yeah.
And I mean, first of all, I don't want to say anything bad about Kai Havertz like that. He's always going to be in folklore in the Legends books for that goal he scored against City. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I was
won us the
this is
Champions League.
funny. This is funny you mention it because I was having a discussion last night with my friend, and they were kind of criticizing Kai Havertz and saying that Hoyland is better than Kai Havertz. And I was just like, come on, get out of here. There's no way. There's no way. So Havertz, I have a how would you say that? I have a bittersweet relationship with that guy because I I love him for what he did for us, right? I really,
Yeah,
really do. I will
yeah.
never forget him. That's just something that we'll never be able to take away from him, and I'll forever be grateful. Gave me one of the greatest moments of my life, straight up, right? But right, how do you do that? Because I know that was one of his best nights in his life. How do you do that? And then you're so excited to beat Chelsea 1 or 2 years later, you're so excited to prove yourself against Chelsea fans. I mean, I get it. Chelsea fans gave him a lot of stick, but deservedly so,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And him just quickly because he scored twice last season when they beat us 5-0.
Mhm.
So how do you quickly just celebrate? Right? Like this is something he thought about. This is something he was excited about, and he did. He put his tongue out, he celebrated on the Chelsea fans, and that's where the bitterness comes in.
Yeah,
right? Because I
but
think it could have been easy to show a little bit of
to just
respect.
yeah,
Yeah, just a
do
little bit
do
of
the
respect.
typical yeah,
After the first goal, go ahead, do whatever the heck you want. Go knee slide, put your tongue out, do whatever the
yeah,
heck you want, right? Take your shirt off. I don't care. Do that karma, but don't do that on the first goal, man.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
something that we gave you. There's something that you've given us. Why don't you respect that? Why don't
yeah,
you treasure that? I don't know. That's something that I do will hold him. Um, I guess I can't accountable for.
yeah. Well, on that topic, Nicholas Jackson versus Kai Havertz. According to Squawka, Kai Havertz, their striker, has
Hmm.
2.2 shots per 90
Hmm.
versus Nicholas Jackson 2.2 shots per 90. So they're equal. They're taking the same amount of shots per
Interesting.
90.
Interesting.
But this is where it gets really good.
Hmm.
Kai Havertz has 1 shot on target per 90. Jackson has 1.7, so almost 2 shots on target, double of what Kai Havertz is doing on target per 90.
I love that.
Kai Havertz has 0.4 goals per 90. Nicholas Jackson has 0.7, again, almost
Hmm.
double.
Hmm.
Assists, 0.1 for Kai Havertz, 0.4 per 90 for
Four
Nicholas Jackson.
times.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it just shows the type of quality we have. We're so lucky to have Nicholas Jackson. He is
We really are.
honestly really, really good. And I
Hmm.
believe we're going to see a really good game from him this weekend.
Yeah, because with
Yeah.
United he was a little bit quiet, right?
Yeah, but still scored.
He did still score. He did still score,
I'm
and he
sorry.
had a
No, I
chance
was
at
thinking of the Liverpool game. He scored at the Liverpool game. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But, no, I was thinking of the one chance where he almost scored,
Yep.
where he, left it to Cole Palmer?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, that was a really high scoring opportunity, but
Yeah,
he was
but
a
I
little
mean,
bit quiet, so I'm hoping he does have a good game. When Nicholas Jackson has a good game, Chelsea has a good game.
Chelsea has a good game. It's if it's not Cole Palmer, it's Nicholas Jackson.
Exactly, and I mean, dude, I'm really hoping Cole Palmer pops the heck out. Like, if Cole Palmer can pop out, I just I miss that feeling. I feel like I haven't gotten that feeling in a while. Where I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah, like we're,
yeah.
we're going. Like, we're in go mode. Like fourth gear, fifth gear. I really want to see that this weekend. I really
Mhm.
do.
It seems like throughout the whole pitch, there's a lot of these little storylines that are going to be developing, that people are going to be looking for. You got the Havertz versus Nicholas Jackson at striker, little battle there. Ex Chelsea, and then you
Mhm.
have Rice and Moises Caicedo.
Mm,
Rice also
mm.
being ex Chelsea, even though a long time ago, but Moises Caicedo being the you know, most expensive midfielder of all time, in the Premier League, the most expensive player in the Premier League of all time.
Yeah. Well, there used to
Um,
be a time where Declan Rice was the face of the defensive midfielder in the Premier League,
exactly,
but it
exactly.
feels like Caicedo's taking that,
You think so?
right? I think so. Yeah. I mean, who's another defensive midfielder in the league that takes that?
The only one would be Rodri, but he's out for the season
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
nobody contests Rodri.
I mean, right now Caicedo has what, 1 goal, 2 assists as a midfielder.
Hey,
So let's look at
hey,
that. Let's look at
that's
that.
one thing that I was gonna. Yeah,
Go ahead before I
no,
get
I was
into
gonna
it.
say that's one thing. That's one like that's one worry I have for this match because I want the midfield to find their way up there a little bit, not too much, but I don't think Arsenal's counter is something to be super scared of.
Hmm.
I also think that we have really good fullbacks to defend that, and just good channel center backs as well. Like good center backs to defend the channel well as well. So I think I want my midfield to kind of get up there a little bit, just to kind of get the extra man. And that's a worry for me in terms of Caicedo Lavia. I don't know how much they can do that.
Yeah, but I feel like recently Caicedo has been given the liberty to go push up a little bit higher. Like
Right.
he does that at Ecuador. In Ecuador. He is all over the pitch.
Yeah.
I know most Chelsea fans probably aren't watching Ecuador games, but
Hmm.
he is the main person for Ecuador. He is the focal point. He is the defensive mid, but then he's also the attacking mid. He's the one
Right.
creating chances. He's the one give me the ball, distribute it. he's the one trying to score. Like he is the man at Chelsea or at Ecuador.
Right.
Um,
How does he do when he gets
oh,
like a little
he's
bit of
good. He's amazing. I
yeah.
mean, we've seen it already. He scored against United, obviously from a
Mhm.
corner set piece, but still, um, the 2 assists he's had were against or for Nicholas Jackson, almost
Mm.
identical goals. Receives it almost close to the final third area, and gets a good through ball to Nicholas Jackson for him to bury.
Yeah, I remember now. I know
Yeah,
exactly what you're
and
talking about.
so he's been really good so far. 10
Mhm.
appearances, 1 goal, 2 assists, and only 2 yellow cards, which is good news for us.
That's great.
Versus Declan Rice, 9 appearances, 0 goals, 1 assist, 2 yellow cards, and a red card.
Mm.
And
Mm.
Caicedo is the one with a discipline problem. Remember this.
Right, yeah.
Chelsea's
He's
the
the
one
one
with the
that's
discipline problem.
too chaotic and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
Dude,
again, the media campaign against Chelsea
yep.
talking, I mentioned it last podcast episode, and I'm mentioning it again because Arsenal have, what, 2 or 3 red cards this season? One of them being Rice, the other one Trossard, and
Saliba.
it's Saliba, and yet
Mhm.
no mention about their discipline
No
issues
mention.
or anything like that, or
Dude,
Arteta
they're
losing.
literally media darlings. They're
Exactly,
literally media
exactly,
darlings. When do you ever hear
and
something bad about them?
you don't. But anytime there's a chance to talk bad about Chelsea, the media does. But
Yeah.
we, we just prove them wrong every time.
Just prove it wrong.
More on Caicedo. He's got his 2 assists. He's got 529 passes versus Rice's 372 passes. So he's just getting the ball more and passing it more. But it doesn't
Yeah.
just mean that he's just passing it and being safe, passing it back to his defenders and all that.
Right.
No, no,
No.
no. He's passing it forward. He's got 149 passes going
Mm.
forward
Mm.
versus Rice's only 93.
Mm.
So he's got more than 50% of an increase of Rice's forward passes.
It's interesting because you would think like Rice with Partey and then Odegaard. I know he's been injured for the past couple of games, but that's a really good midfield.
Yeah.
Like you would think that I don't know. You would think that Declan Rice would be able to thrive more, and I don't think we've seen it at all, really. From
Not like
like,
when he was at West Ham.
yeah, not at all.
Mhm.
He's really kind of lost his goal threat. He's kind of lost his on the ball threat.
Mhm.
And he's not really being crazy defensively.
No. No,
Whereas Caicedo is improving in every single one of those aspects.
exactly. Like, I'm over here talking about his attacking output, but his defensive output is just
Insane.
impeccable. It is incredible. I mean, let's look at it. He's got 2 clean sheets. That's more of a
Mhm.
team thing.
Yeah.
But he's got 3 blocks, 17 interceptions, 35 tackles. Declan Rice only has 11. He's got more than triple of Declan Rice.
Dude,
More than triple. He's got 22 tackles won versus Declan Rice's 4 tackles won.
that's beautiful.
4 tackles won. He's got
Yeah.
10 aerial battles won versus Declan Rice's 7.
That's crazy because Arsenal have been sitting back too. Like how are you playing defensively? You don't have good defensive numbers as a CDM.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they've been literally parking the bus most of the season.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
then
it
for
kinda
Caicedo
have
to
to because
have
of the red cards, but still.
yeah. But I mean still, right? Like you would
Yeah.
expect those numbers to go up. Like you're
Eh,
defending more.
I agree. I agree,
Right? Just
but
like when we say Rodri has more of the ball, so he's gonna have better passing stats, he's gonna have
exactly.
better attacking stats, whatever. Even though he's nasty defensively, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's
I
very
mean,
interesting.
yeah, it just shows like Caicedo is becoming a complete midfielder. Complete midfielder. And I'm gonna say he's the best midfielder in the league.
I
Best
don't know if
midfielder
we
in the
can say
league.
that. I don't know if we can say that
I
honestly.
think I can say it. It's a
He's definitely up there. He's definitely up there. But the first person right away that comes to mind, honestly, another Latino American, another South American, McAllister. McAllister is actually gold on the ball. And I don't know too much about his defensive numbers to be honest, but
yeah, but
he is
he's not that defensive.
class.
Anyways, he's not supposed to be
No,
that defensive.
no,
So
no. He is actually class. Like
yeah,
how he's made that Liverpool go from a top 14 to a title challenging team.
yeah,
Because even last year, remember, they were in it until
yeah,
they
yeah,
weren't, right? Like the last like 2 months. but they were pretty much tower challengers,
Hmm.
and I mean I think they're more legit than Arsenal were or have been in general.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's one guy that maybe I say, oh,
you
but
can say it. I'm gonna
Caicedo's
stick to
definitely up
it. I'm gonna stick to
there.
it.
Caicedo's definitely up there. Top three
Moises
at least.
Caicedo is the best midfielder in the league.
I love it.
Stamp
I
it.
love it. I can get
Stamp it.
behind it.
I know it's not a hot take. It's a blue take.
It's a
I know
blue
it's a blue
take.
take,
I
but
like it.
I'm telling you, Moises Caicedo is the best midfielder in the league.
I'm done with it. He's a
Yeah.
Chelsea player, Latino American. I'll take it.
Hmm.
So
Now,
I want. Yeah,
go
go
on.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to ask about. So, are you totally convinced it should be Lavia and Caicedo then?
Yes, but I know you've been trying to tell me otherwise. I think you've been trying to convince me that Enzo needs a place. I mean, when we were watching the Conference League game, you just kept praising Enzo the whole time. That was the first thing you did.
Yeah.
You wouldn't talk about the goals or anything like that. You're just like Enzo with an assist, Enzo with 2 assists, Enzo with 3 assists in 9 minutes. And
Dude.
to be fair, I know weaker opposition, but I was watching the game and he was looking good. He's been getting up further, more in that number 8 role, more like that
Mm,
not comparing players, but more in that like Lampard role where,
right.
arriving late at the box to smash it in.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
had that against United, but they blocked it. So and I saw it the other day also against FC Noah. And so he's doing that a little bit more and
Mm,
more. So I can see where you could probably bring him in. But the only reason I
right.
think he won't be is because he played almost 90 minutes last game
So didn't he actually? And we can verify this, but I thought he came off pretty quickly after the first half.
for
Um,
against FC Noah.
yeah,
Let me see. I thought he played a good amount.
he definitely played all the first half, but I feel like
No, you're right. I'm
after the
sorry.
first
Yeah.
half,
Yeah, he came off right at halftime. He only played 45 minutes
right?
against FC
Yeah, that's what I
Noah.
thought.
Yeah. So
He had
maybe
such a
that's
good first half. Dude, that Maresca
I
was
mean
like, all right,
maybe that could have been also part of the plan already. He probably already knew that he was only going to play him 45 minutes because he's going to use him over the weekend. So we can, have those numbers in midfield. Because if you
yeah,
put in Kunku or if Cole Palmer's healthy, and you play more of a 4-2-3-1, you don't get that extra midfielder in the midfield.
right.
Whereas even if Cole Palmer's healthy and he's playing somewhere in his number 10 role, but if you play more of a 4-3-3, you have those 3 midfielders. You get the LFC center mid pairing. So you get Lavia, you get Fernandez, and you get Caicedo.
That'd be crazy. That'd be actually cool. So the only game we've seen that was against City, first game.
Yep.
So this was when Lavia literally first 50 minutes since a whole year,
We'll
pretty
just
much.
say his actual first official minutes, because I mean,
Yeah,
last season
literally. Yeah, exactly. And so, but I thought I liked that. Like I liked that midfield against City. I thought that was a really strong midfield.
yeah.
And honestly, I mean, I know we lost 2-0 against City, but that was a great game. Like I thought we showed up, and if we took our chances, we could have gotten something from that game.
Yeah, and also it was our first game.
Yeah, the
First
first
game
game.
with the new manager. Cole Palmer didn't have a preseason. It was his first game back from
Exactly. Yep.
international break. Like, it's very
There were
different.
And that midfield did well. So I think
Yeah.
there's something to go on in terms of going against Arsenal with that. Maybe if Cole Palmer's not there, you just re-strengthen that midfield. I kind of really like that, honestly. I really like that idea.
I can see it. I can see where it could be very beneficial. But the only thing that kind of worries me, but it could still also work out, is then you don't get that Caicedo attacking threat anymore.
Right.
His
So
being
does
higher
Enzo
up the
swap
pitch.
with him?
I would
Would
think
Enzo be doing that?
I would think Enzo would be doing that. Enzo is supposed to have on paper the better foot, the better shot.
Right. Yeah.
And so he should be higher up the pitch, I would assume.
Right. Right.
I don't know. It's tricky. But then that also would solidify us even stronger in the defense, because then we have Caicedo and Lavia that can stay back and protect, including our inverting fullbacks or Caicedo going to the right back to provide more defensive cover.
Mm.
It could work. It could be
I-
really good, and it could be
It's
something
not
that Arsenal aren't going to be set up for, because we've been playing with a double pivot for most of the season.
exactly. It's not something that I. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's not something that I thought about too much, honestly. But I think honestly, like hearing it now from you, I would really like that. I would
Yeah,
really
no,
like,
the more we're
especially if
talking about
Palmer's not
it,
there. Yeah, it just feels like a really strong midfield in that something that you can't really get passed through. Because if you think about Arsenal's midfield, right? Odegaard is back. No, no, no. So he's back, but I don't think he'll start because he barely came on
he
against,
was on the bench last
against
game.
Inter. Mhm.
Yes, I don't know if he played,
He
to be
literally
honest.
came on like minute 91.
So I would think for a big game like this, they're going to start him.
Really,
I think so. If I'm Arsenal, I'm starting him because this is a make or break game for Arsenal,
it
honestly, and
is.
their title charge, and they're
Yeah.
supposed title contenders. And if they
Mhm.
lose this game, they need a draw. A draw, they will be happy. But if they
Yeah.
lose this game, they will be 10 points away from league leaders Liverpool if Liverpool also win their
It's
game.
done. Title's done. At the point, you're done.
They will be 3 points behind top four. There's going to be a gap.
They're gonna get closer to United. Like, what if they lose and then United win?
Don't tell me stuff like that. That gets me excited.
Dude, I think it's hilarious. Like in terms of what this Arsenal team was supposed to achieve and what they've done, like how good of a team they were supposed to be, and Arteta, how good of a manager he's supposed to be. And now he's been playing Jose Mourinho football, and not even because Jose Mourinho football was better, in my opinion. But yeah,
Yeah, and I hate it because I have a friend, a coworker that I've gone close to, and he's an Arsenal fan, and you know my hate for Arsenal. I hate Arsenal. I hate them. I always want to see them do bad.
yeah,
Arsenal fan TV when they were bad was the best media I could ever
that
watch.
was
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
I love to hate them. I'll say I'm a hater. I'm a certified
I'm a
hater.
hater.
I
I was
I
like,
hate Arsenal.
yeah.
But then it's hard to be so mean about Arsenal and say all these bad things in front of my friend. Like I just can't. And he's coming over to watch the game, and so
Ooh.
it's gonna be so hard for me to contain myself and not be so anti
I mean, you have
Arsenal.
you have to throw a little bit of banter in there. Like
Yeah,
you kind
yeah, but it's
of little digs in there.
yeah, but he just I can't do that. I feel bad if I throw too much banter, but
It's funny
I hate
because
Arsenal.
they've had so many years of being bad, right? That it literally became not fun. It's like that became uncool to make fun of them in a sense because they were just the media clowns,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, I totally get that. I totally get that. I think, dude, it's not that Arsenal that I have a problem with. I think it's their fans. Like in terms of they get giddy too fast. They're quickly they quickly comment on other teams and like downplay their achievements, like all this stuff, you know? And look, like literally they thought they were gonna be like that. And it's been 6 years under this manager. Six
Has it
years.
really been 6 years with Arteta
6 years,
already?
bro. This is his sixth season. And
There's
the
no
only thing
way.
they have is an FA Cup. That's the only thing they have. Like,
That's
how do
pretty
you
sad.
take yourself seriously and say, "No, we're up there. We're up there with the best. We're up there with Man City. We're up there with Liverpool." Dude, no.
Yeah, it's
Like,
gonna be
I
5
don't
years.
care. I don't care if you've been up there in terms of points. You're not truly challenging, dude.
Mm-mm.
Man City,
No
all
one
they're
no
doing
one
is
remembers
taking
the second place team. No one remembers them.
not at all. Not at all. All Man City are doing is taking off the pedal a little bit in the season. Meanwhile, you're like giddy as heck about it. And then as soon as they get serious, like lean in, type of thing,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
over.
yeah.
It's
The whole
literally
time
over.
they're just playing like this, and then they're like, "All right, you know what? Let me get serious."
Yep.
And so
So I think we have to take full advantage this weekend. I really do because this is a weak Arsenal, and we have an opportunity here to kind of stamp ourselves again in that conversation of top four and really solidify ourselves. And dude, if you think about it, we've after that game we would have gone against United, City, Liverpool, and Arsenal.
I'm glad you
If
bring that
we're
up.
top four after that, if we're top four after that, we're in really good shape.
Yeah,
We're in really good shape.
yeah. I mean, I'm glad you bring that up because according to the Athletic,
Mm,
they set out a chart, and I'll try to link everything down in the description. They set out a chart showing the toughest start of the season for every team in the Premier League, and I don't know exactly how what sources they use or how they determine this, but according to
mhm.
it says they used Opta Power Rankings about every club to see who they went up against and how difficult it was. First team on the list, very top of the list is Wolves, bless their hearts. Then Bournemouth, and in third place, Chelsea. We've had the third
Mm.
hardest start to the season. The next team is Newcastle, which we've already beat. Brighton, we've already beat. And then down West Ham, we've already beat.
Didn't we beat? I know we definitely beat Bournemouth. Did we play Wolves yet?
We played Bournemouth. We played Wolves. That was Noni Madueka's hat trick. He hates
That's
Wolves.
dude. That's crazy. Okay, keep going.
So
Sorry.
we've the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, excluding ourselves, teams with the hardest schedule we've already beat.
Right.
And now we got Arsenal next, which they've had the 6th hardest.
Okay.
So we beat them though. They're in deep trouble, and we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty
really
good
good.
for the season. I mean, our recent form, we have a couple. We just drew against United, right? And then before that, we beat Newcastle. Before that, we drew against. No, we lost against Liverpool away.
Crystal.
Drew against Forest, and we beat Brighton. So.
Oh, Forest. Forest was our Crystal Palace this season. Right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but we've got good form. I think we're the better team.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea is playing better football, and it's the better team versus Arsenal.
Yeah.
And it shows. I mean, the table shows it. Whether it's just goal difference, the table shows it. But we are definitely the better team. I mean, we're the best team in London. First of all,
easily biggest team in London, pride of London.
No,
but yeah, like you can see it, right? Like one of my friends I think said it really well. This and I don't know if I might have mentioned that last episode, but that not first year Arsenal or Arteta team, but that first team that challenged City, I think walks like right now would be first. This year in the league,
Yeah.
The drop off is crazy. We need to take advantage of that, and we need to come in honestly with some attitude. Like that's what I want to see, because we're Chelsea Football Club. We lost 5-0 to them last year. We need to do something about that. That was too much, right? Like they hit us in the gut and then slapped us on the face. We need to do the same thing. I agree. Because we're in Stamford Bridge. We're like that this season. Maresca, I trust him, right? Caicedo's like that. Our fullbacks are back. Like we should be ready to win this game and run with it. Just get up and run with it.
I agree.
I'm hoping I see that sort of attitude from Chelsea. And I think last year Pochettino did a really good job of getting that out of them, especially in big games. Like I'll be honest, but I think Maresca needs to do a better job of that.
Yeah, I'm yet to see a good performance against a top 4 team or top 6 team.
Well, I wouldn't say a good performance.
I would say a good result.
A good result.
Yeah.
A complete performance with a result, right?
I
Because
agree.
like City, decent performance, 2-0. We lose 2-0. Liverpool, decent performance, we lose 2-1. Or United, decent performance, tied 1-1. So this is the perfect opportunity.
Very true. Plus, we played Liverpool away and it was United away. Only team we played at home from the top 6 was City.
Yeah.
Well, and Nottingham Forest. Right now, currently on the table, they're a top 6 team. But
hey, they have a European title and Arsenal don't.
They've got 2 and Arsenal don't. Arsenal don't even have 1.
2, baby.
They don't even have 1.
I love that so much. So, Paulo, I really do want to hear, because we talked about the lineup and we pretty much got the defense down. We got pretty much the midfield down. How would you do a forward line? With or without Palmer? You can give me both.
So, I think Palmer starts.
Okay.
He's gonna be playing. He's not missing this.
Maresca's playing mind games?
Yeah. I mean, he comes from Pep school. He knows all about mind games. He knows all about it. Yeah. So Cole Palmer's gonna start as our number 10.
Okay.
On the right, I think it's gonna be Pedro Neto. I think he might bench
Pedro Neto.
I think he might bench Madueke. And on the left, I think he's gonna give Mudryk He scored
He's gonna
last time
give him a
against
chance.
Arsenal. Remember, Arsenal
Yeah,
were in for him.
yeah.
There's a little bit of a story there. There's a little bit
Mhm.
more of a reason for Mudryk to want to beat Arsenal and to show out.
Yes,
And
sir.
I think he's got the speed. If we got the speed on the wings, even if we play on the counterattack, which we very well could. I mean, you've seen our counterattack this season has been really good. We scored a lot of goals that way. You get Mudryk that has, I know it's against low opposition in the Conference League and in the League Cup, but he's been performing a lot better. He's been doing the right things.
Yes,
He's been assisting correctly. He's been making the
yes,
right passes. Sure, some of his touches haven't been the best. Sure, he can't take on his man every time, but he's been doing small incremental steps to
yes,
elevate his game to reach
yes,
the level that we thought we were buying. And
yes.
so that beautiful goal over the week,
Yeah, that was gorgeous.
that's
Yeah.
going to give him a lot of confidence. And he's
Mhm.
not. And the beautiful thing about Maresca is by having this so-called A and B team, which I don't like saying because it's not a B team, it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
rotational cup team.
Yeah.
By doing that, you kind of take all the pressure off of Mudryk because he knows,
Right.
look, I'm not in the Premier League where I need a score, I need to show out, they need me badly to do well, so then the team can actually do well. It's a
Right.
Conference League against lower opposition, so there's that not much pressure on him, so then he can
Right.
steadily grow his game,
He can
gain that
focus on
confidence
doing
back.
the right things. Focus on doing
Exactly,
the right
kind of go
things.
back to the basics.
Yeah,
And so I
exactly.
think he's been doing that enough to warrant a start against
Arsenal.
Arsenal. And so I think it's gonna be Cole Palmer in the middle with Pedro Neto and Mudryk on the wings
Yeah.
and Nicholas Jackson up front. One thing I will say, if Palmer doesn't start, which I don't think he's not going to, I think he's gonna start. If he doesn't start, Nkunku's gonna start. I think it's time. We
Mm.
saw how good their link up play was in preseason, our first preseason with them. They were beautiful. They were amazing.
I forgot about those goals
Amazing.
and plays. Do you remember that that Mudryk goal with Nico Jackson?
Yes,
Who scored
yes. It
that?
was
Was it
against
Nico?
Brighton.
Who scored that? Mudryk or Nico?
Mudryk.
Oh my gosh! Imagine we see some like
I think we have it. I think we
I'll
have.
literally go crazy. I'll get his
Yeah,
jersey. I'll get his jersey on the water.
I'm telling you,
Sorry.
I
No,
think we
I'll
have what it
literally get his
takes.
jersey. I've been talking a lot of
Yeah, I'm telling you,
it
we have what it takes.
happened.
So, all right, you know what? I think it's time.
Mm,
Score predictions.
score prediction. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 3-0 Chelsea.
3-0 Chelsea.
A big part of me wants to say we'll concede 3-1, but I think we'll be that on it that we'll win 3-0. It'll be a statement win.
Okay, I can see
And
it
I can see Arsenal getting a red card.
again.
Yep.
I don't know.
We hit him
Media
on the
hates us.
counter, hit
Premier
him on
League
the
hates us.
counter, Mudryk takes off, Van White chasing him down, whatever.
Yeah,
I can see it.
I
What
can
about
see it.
you? What do you think?
I
So
kind of want to. I want to answer
sorry.
this with my mind,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
my heart. What my heart is telling me.
Let me say something before you say
All
it.
right.
Because Pablo, you're pretty usually spot on with these things. And you have this weird sixth sense. I don't know what it is, but you have this weird way of being able to predict these score lines and predict these things. So I'm gonna ask you again. What do you think is gonna be the scoreline against Arsenal Sunday?
I told you earlier through text message what I thought, and I'm not gonna change it.
Yeah.
5-0.
5-0.
5-0.
Dude, I see a big performance from us. I really
I do
do. I
too.
really do. I've kept thinking it's unlike United. Unlike United, I knew that we weren't gonna have our best performance. I
I
knew it.
agree.
I just knew it. We don't play our best football against United. Remember that one time we beat them 4-0 with Pedro scoring the first 30 seconds?
Yes. Yes. When we won
That's
a
that's
Buffalo Wild Wings.
yep. That's
Mhm.
one of the rarest times that we played our best football against Man United. And that was Conte, I want to say, right?
Conte.
Conte. Conte had that in him to bring that out of us, right? That's why it was a magical season. That's why we won in his first year in the Prem. But we haven't been able to do that. Literally, even before that, it was hard. We were always tired and all this stuff, and we just couldn't play our best football. From against Arsenal, we either play our best football or we don't play well. But usually, even when we don't play well, it's enough. But if we play our best football, it's done, dude. If we score one goal in the first 10 or 15 minutes and they don't score the next 5 or 10 minutes, it's over. I'm telling you, we're going to score 2 or 3 more. That's where I can really see that 5-0. People might think we're crazy, that we're too giddy, whatever, but I can really see that 5.
Look, we need, like you said, we need that payback. They beat us 5-0 before. I want that payback. And the players want that
That's
payback. It's the
right.
same group of players. They want the
Yeah.
payback. They don't want to
I
be
would love to
embarrassed like
see
that.
Havertz face.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, their defense, like their left back, I think that's talking about earlier a specific place where we can target against Arsenal. Their left back, I don't think Arteta has figured out the left back
That's right.
since he's came in. I remember
That's
when he
right.
came in, I think it was Smith Rowe that was playing. He was playing really good. I loved Smith Rowe. And now he's killing it at Fulham. You know, he's their number 10. But now their left back is Timber, Julian
Mhm.
Timber, right? Who's
Mhm.
who's a decent high profile player, but I don't think he's done anything at all. They just signed Calafiori, I think, as well.
Yep.
Had a really good goal against City. We'll never know if that was intentional or not.
He meant it.
But had a really good game, you know? I just don't think either of those players, and then if those are not gonna play, which I think Timber's gonna start, Sinchenko, right? But Sinchenko's washed. So I just think that's definitely a specific area. Our right winger. That's why I don't care if it's. I want to see Neto on the right, but if it's not Neto and Maresca decides to go with Madueke again, I hope it's because he's been seeing something in training, right? A different shift of attitude and up in that. But I want whoever's on the right wing to just attack, just attack, just attack,
Just
just
go at
attack,
them.
just
Just
attack
go
the
at
box,
them.
attack the box, attack the goal. Because
And
I think we do that enough, we'll put them on their back heel, and then they'll make a mistake. They'll make
I
a
think real
mistake.
quick, last point on that is if we do have Madueke will have the liberty to try and take on Timbers every single time without having to worry too much defensively because we're gonna have Malo Gusto or Reece James at right back. And then we have Caicedo. If we play with Enzo, Caicedo is gonna be dropping deeper a little bit. So
Mhm.
he's gonna be covering that right back area also, as he's done
Yeah,
before. So I feel like Madueke is gonna go with the confidence of, you know what, I don't have to worry. They got me.
right,
I can
right.
just go at him. And I can see that happening too.
Do you think we play better without Palmer, or do you think we play better with Palmer?
What?
That sounds like a dumb question, right? But here's my thought. Like, if we don't play Palmer, more than likely Enzo starts.
You think we could
We
be
actually have
tactically set up better? Is that what you're trying to get at?
not just exactly set up better, but I think yes, yes. So I looked at a stat today that made me curious. Do you remember the beginning of the season how we were scoring like loads of goals?
Mhm.
Enzo's a big reason for that. So what Enzo does is he connects the midfield to the attack, right?
Attack.
Like he gets the ball there, and he doesn't just do it when it's stagnant, right? Like we see Caicedo be able to do that, but he kind of does it more when we're on transition.
Right.
Enzo is smarter about it. He's a little bit more tactical about it. And I think that really helps. So we have scored. So without Enzo, we've only scored about 3 or 4 goals. And with Enzo, we've scored like 9, 10, 12 goals. I
I
can't remember
remember
the exact numbers, but it was a big difference.
I remember you telling
And
me
this
that.
is something that I've seen also in past seasons. Like I think last year, as soon as Enzo was having disaster classes and people started coming after him, that's something that I will always kind of bring back because that's what he brings. You know, he connects that attack,
Yeah.
and I don't think he should be getting sick for like the defensive stuff or not being great at transition. Like that's not the type of player he is. So I just think that that's where my question was coming from. Let's say Palmer's not ready to play, right? Do you just scrub off that 10 role and play with 4-3-3?
I think so.
Or
I think
you know what
so.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I think so.
would that be maybe, like, beneficial to us? Like, you know?
It could be just for this specific game, but I still
Right.
think there could be
Palmer.
a world where it's both.
Right.
Where we have Lavia, Castillo, Enzo starting 4-3-3. You put Palmer back in the right wing like he's played last season. You put whoever you want in the left wing, whoever you want,
I love
and
that.
then you got and then you get Nicholas Jackson up front. That could be
Yeah.
dangerous too.
That is dangerers. That's a more transitional team, I think.
It is. It is. It's more of
Yeah.
a counterattacking team.
Yeah.
But I'm just 5-0.
5-0.
5-0. I
5-0.
believe it. I feel it in my soul. My friend is gonna come over and he's gonna leave all sad. He's gonna be crying. It's gonna be 5-0.
Yeah. We're the better team. We're the bigger club. We have the better players. We're having the better season. Just
Yeah.
go in full confidence, right? Go in
Yeah.
full confidence. Feel like there's not something on your shoulder, but yeah, you're trying to get payback, man. This is Chelsea Football Club. You got beat 5-0 at the Emirates last year. You have to do something about it. If you were excited to put on that Chelsea shirt, this is an exciting moment for you, and go into the lights and perform.
That's right. That's
Go
right.
destroy that Arsenal defense.
We're Chelsea, and Chelsea's back.
Chelsea.
Chelsea's back,
Chelsea's
and we're gonna
back.
win 5-0.
If we win this game, we talked about it, I think, last week, but if we win this game, we are officially back. We will have arrived. Like officially.
Fighting for the title.
You
We're
never
not
know.
that far off.
There's not many teams that can win a Premier League with a first-year manager.
You know who
I think
does?
literally there's I saw a stat. There's only been 6 managers to ever do that. You know how many of those managers are Chelsea managers, Paulo?
So there's Jose Mourinho, Carlos Ancelotti,
Conte.
Antonio Conte. So 3.
I think it's one more. There was one more in there. I think it was 4 out of the 6. We're ducking massive, man. We're ducking massive. No one can do that. United wishes they could do that. Arsenal wishes they could do that. They can't do it like
wishes they could do anything.
Yeah, legit.
I'm
And it
telling
makes
you.
me happy because you were saying earlier, campaign against Chelsea. I want to become that hated team again because I think that's what we're. Yeah.
The people hate us more. The campaign gets bigger when we're doing better
Yeah.
because they hate to see us be good.
Yeah. How
They
many
hate
people
it.
counted us off against Manchester City in the Champions League final? Well, that
Everyone.
whole Champions League tournament period.
Yeah.
They said we were going to go
Everyone.
out to Porto first round. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Or
And then
Juventus,
Atletico
we played
Madrid.
Juventus, actually. Yeah, and then Atletico Madrid.
And then, Real Madrid. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, you beat all them. You can't beat Real Madrid. No, look.
Yeah.
We're Chelsea. We're Chelsea. We're the pride of London. And in this London derby, we're going to show it that there's only one team in London.
Mm-hmm.
And London is blue.
And this is the biggest London derby, right? Because there's a lot of London teams. This is the biggest London derby. This is the biggest stage to come and show out. I'm really excited for the players because they have a really good opportunity on their hands.
I mean,
They just need to be excited about it.
Any London derby with Chelsea is the biggest one because we're the biggest team in London.
That's right.
We're the most successful one.
That's right. I love it.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to Two Blues in a Pod. Arsenal preview game. We'll get back to you guys after the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see how
we win 5-0.
Yes, sir. Let's see how we did.
Yeah, we'll break it down. We'll talk about all the goals and assists that Cole Palmer had. And, as always, I'm Pablo.
I'm Guillermo.
And I'm Chelsea till I die.
Chelsea till I die, baby.